Welcome to Leo for Leos. This is a channel featuring intuitive tarot readings on YouTube dedicated only to the general reading for the astrological sign of Leos, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cross-watchers are always welcome. These readings can be applied to any area of your life, especially career and sometimes health and romance. Look into it however it makes sense for you. Some things I say will resonate with you and some things will not. For some of you. So take what works and leave the rest. I too am a Leo, so this reading will be for both of us. Now this is the reading for August 2019. So first up, happy birthday, Leos! It's birthday season. So of course, it's our season. So make sure to shine, okay? Make sure to shine. Shine your light as bright as possible. Now, what I'm going to do things a little bit differently. If you are a subscriber or you've seen my videos before, I usually do one card and read an interpretation of that card, and I usually do about 10 cards. But this time I'm going to do about 10, 11 cards, and then I am also going to ask for clarifications on those cards and see if that will help me out a bit. Because I want to really do, this is going to be a big video, a very long video. I'm so sorry that it's so long, but I really want my Leos to really get a good message this month. And as usual, I will be using the Rider-Waite deck of tarot cards. It's just an experiment to see how it works, and it's so weird how the cards kind of all come out to tell a story and talk about the same concepts that I'm interpreting. It's kind of surprising to me. I'm just always surprised. So Leos, okay, what are Leos going to be expecting this Leo season? What should they be expecting this Leo season? You know, right up into Virgo. Like, let's get into Virgo season too. We'll just take over their season. Okay, any Virgo cross watchers out there, you know, no offense. You know, I'm just being a Leo. We like taking over things sometimes. But respectfully, right now, you're probably going to watch this in July. So if you're seeing this in July, you probably might be seeing it around your birthday if your birthday's in the last part of July. I usually drop my videos like a month early. Like, it'll probably drop like July 7th or 10th or something, like the first or the second week in July. So it'll be enough time for you guys to prepare for Leo season, okay? Prepare for Leo season. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. Okay. So let's do it. I think these are shuffled good enough. All right. The first card up is the Eight of Pentacles. So, Leos, you are working hard on something, and you're doing it in quiet, and you're doing it alone. So this is pretty consistent with all of the cards that we've been pulling for the last couple of months. I haven't seen this particular one since like March or like back in February, but it really, like I said, coincides with last month's reading. And it makes sense in the scheme of things. And just to recap, last month it was really, you were really planning and strategizing something big. We don't know yet what it is, but you will be revealing it to the world at some point. We're not sure when. Maybe this Leo season. I'm not sure. Let's see what the cards say, and if I pick up that they're coming, it's going to happen this Leo season. But you're working on this, and you're working on this thing, and it's a numerical thing. It's numerically, it's stacked numerically. Like, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's almost like you're working to get to different levels of your advancement as an expert, right? It's like you want to be an expert, or you're near being an expert at something, and you're working consistently on this project. It may be like YouTube videos, or like adding content on Instagram, or it may be like creating courses for people. Like now you have 8 courses, or maybe you have 80 videos, or or 8 videos. And you're just, if you look at the face of this guy, he's loving this. Okay, he's not quite smiling the brightest, but he's into this so much. This is something you love doing. And if this is not you actually working on this thing that you love doing, which it could be a hobby at this stage, this is also like something that you want to work on, right? If it's still in the idea phase and you haven't worked on anything, this is something you want to work on and build. You want to build this thing. So let's keep going. Let's clarify the 8 of Pentacles. Well, we've got the Page of Swords. What it looks like is that you're exploring a new idea and seeing if it's going to be successful. Maybe asking some people some questions about this particular field or this particular thing. Maybe you're showing a few people a couple of your videos and saying, hey, how does that look? Maybe you're editing a movie and you're like, you want to get some feedback from some people. And the thing is that you're just starting. So you understand, and you know that you may be making, some of it is going to be awesome, and sometimes you're going to make mistakes along the way that you can correct. You can always course correct, and you understand that. You actually, at this point, understand it, and you're willing. There's a willingness to see it through. There's a willingness, as if you see how the page is standing firmly on that one foot. He's like, he's definitely willing. He's got a lot of energy, and there's quite a bit of energy behind this new idea. And also see how he's kind of turning the sword away. It almost looks like there's a secret. There's a little bit of secrecy. There's a little bit of secrecy behind what you're doing. You don't want just everybody to know. Just a few people who may have some helpful tips or helpful words that they may be able to say to you. All right, let's dig a little bit deeper. Can you please clarify the Eight of Pentacles, please? We have the Emperor. That is you applying discipline to the project, which is great. You know, if you want to see something get done properly, you want the Emperor on your team. He is going to make sure that the discipline is there. So that's great for your mindset. You have the mindset of the Emperor. More clarifiers. We have the Nine of Cups. You're actually pleased with yourself, and kind of like satisfied with what you're doing and how you're doing it, and how things are developing. This is pleasing you quite a bit. We have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, this is definitely what you want to do with your success. You want to be very generous with your success and your knowledge. You're not working on this for greed purposes, but for a higher purpose to actually help others. Nice job, Leos. You've put it all together. You've put together the dream, and you've put together that this is also going to help other people, and you're feeding the community that you're in. This is great for you. Nice job. Karma is going to love that. Trust me. You know, when I say this is going to help your karma, look at that. Look at those scales that he's holding on his hand. Those are judgment. That's the judgment scale, right? So the more you give to others, the more you receive within your heart, okay? Within your heart of hearts. And everything in your life will fall into place because you have the right mindset for accepting blessings that you may not see right away. Now, let's get a little bit deeper. I usually don't go that far in, but this is my last card to clarify it even more, is the Page of Wands. Okay, so Page of Wands, you're embracing the journey. This is a great completion to this, because like, what are we doing we're doing all this. What is the process? You're embracing the journey. This is for a good cause. You have the right mindset. And you're still at the beginning of your journey. And I said this last month, it might be 2 years in of being, or 3 years in of beginning the journey, or it might even be like 7 years in. And I hate to keep increasing the number, but you've been fine-tuning things all these years, even after all the stuff that you've been going through. And that's, you know, that's a powerful thing. You're completely on board to do this. You're willing to do what it takes to see this through. And I really love this energy for us, Leos. You're so excited about the possibilities. This is giving you life, you know. So there's a sense that you may be working alone for quite a bit of this. So yes, I'm so impressed with this so far. Okay, now the next card that we're going to pull. Let's see if we can get this. This is, the next card up is the Ten of Wands. All right, the Ten of Wands is a pretty heavy card. It's like dealing with a heavy burden, maybe even biting a little bit too much, a little bit more than you can chew, a little bit more than you can handle. And it might be even you overthinking the challenge the challenges that you might have ahead of you. And maybe, look, and maybe it is hard for you right now. Maybe you do have too much on your plate. Maybe you have too many jobs, or maybe you have too many things you're too many promises that you've made to people, right? Maybe you have 10 promises that you've made to people, and it is just, it's too much. It's too much. And your head is down. You're gritting and you're doing it in spite of it really being a very, very heavy load, and you're powering through it. And if you notice, the Eight of Pentacles also has his head down as well, and you're not letting that get to you. You're actually in flow. But there's a sense of, like, in this particular case, like, this person can't see the other things around them. They're so focused on the burden. So that's another piece to keep in mind. Let's get some clarifiers for our Ten of Wands, heavy burden. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. We continue the story with the Wands. You have this incredibly renewed energy and vitality. So physically, you're up to the challenge. You may have had like illnesses and sicknesses before, but this is saying that you are physically up for it. You can do this. And another thing too is that you're giving birth to something, whether it's another human being or if it's a successful enterprise or event that's happening. It's you who's making this happen. This also coincides with the other cards for starting a new journey. Everything's, I think everything in 2019 is beginning this new journey. Thinking about beginning the new journey and actually making the journey happen. Taking the first steps. Starting out fresh. It's really, like, since January been circling. Every single reading has been about starting new, starting something new, starting something new. So, and it's just getting stronger and stronger. So let's get another clarifier for the heavy burden of the Ten of Wands. We have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. Okay, so Seven of Swords, this is not about someone stealing from you, which it could be. Like, you probably feel like through the years people have been taking more than their share of your benefit to them, right? You've got the short end of the stick when it comes to success where you're at. And you're just like, though, this card really feels like that's you and you're leaving the situation. You're like bouncing. You're like, bye. I'm out. And I'm going to cut my losses. Whatever it was that I lost, you can have it because I don't care anymore about it. I just want to take what I can take. And I want my dignity. I want my self-respect. And whatever years I have left. And I want to do this. I want to do this on my own without you. So this is walking away from something. And we talked about that before. I need another clarifier, please, for the heavy burden of the Ten of Wands. We have the Six of Swords. Okay, again, you're making an escape. And dare I say, you're making an escape from a prison. Okay, like, it could be like not a literal prison, but, one that has you by the heart, has you by the mind. And you're trying to get away from this life you had that you have, or that you had before. You don't want to, you don't want to live like this anymore. You want to go away. You don't want to live in in the burden of the Ten of Wands. Okay, you don't want to live in the burden of the Ten of Wands. There's something new with the Ace of Wands, and you're cutting your losses with the Seven of Swords, and you're leaving. You're actually physically out. Even if this is mentally, you're not there anymore mentally. You've already started to shut down. And okay, let's talk about it. When Leo's shut down on people, that means that there is no hope of communication. We have deemed you too complicated to continue any further. It's we consider you a lost cause when we stop communicating with you. That's the brutal truth of it. So this is a lost cause that you're walking away from. And that's good for you, because you don't deserve the you don't deserve the Ten of Wands. When you're like working so hard with the Eight of Pentacles, and you have dreams, and you know you have new ideas all the time, right? You want to start something new and something that's fulfilling to you. So let's move on. Let's move on. The next card up is Judgment. This is definitely about new beginnings. So whatever situation you're in right now, you're desiring a new beginning. And you want to start out completely new. And even to the point of rebirthing yourself. Okay? Just completely rebirthing yourself. So you may do something in order to create that. And well, we're gonna dig further into it. Let me see. So yeah, this is definitely in the thinking process. This is not like you want this to happen. You want this rebirthing to happen because you want to, for some reason, the old past it's haunting you. And you want this new beginning. Yeah, you want Gabriel to blow his horn so you can have heaven on earth. All right, so to clarify this just a little, you have the Two of Wands. You want the world. There's a world that you want to create for yourself. You know how that world revolves, right? You know exactly what you want to happen in that world, what things you want to have in the world, who you want to be in that world with. You know where you want to live, but you're still planning your strategy in order to take it. Okay? The theme of last month was this card, the strategy card, the Two of Wands, but you, for some reason, you're still trying to fine-tune that strategy. How is this going to happen? And how can you do that with things like the burden of the Ten of Wands? How can you complete the strategy with the burden of the Ten of Wands? You're strategizing a way out. This is what you want to feel. Okay, the next card, to clarify, you want to feel the Ace of Cups. You want to feel as if your cup runneth over with happiness and joy and all those things. These are all things you want to happen. This is all completely understandable, Leo. Completely understandable. Let's move on to the next card that I am pulling. The next card is the Hierophant. Okay. The Hierophant. Okay, so we got the Hierophant last month, and it meant something totally different than it means now. Okay, because your belief system. Like, what you are being asked, what do you believe in? And do you really believe in it? And your response is, I believe in X, Y, and Z, and it's firm this time. You are firm in your belief in the things that you're planning and the possibilities that are ahead for you in your dream. It's like you know for sure this time that this is what you want. Clarifier, please. We have the Three of Swords. Okay, so your heart is really heavy with the thoughts of the past, present, and future. The past has some pain. The present is kind of looming with a lot of burden, and the future is uncertain. It's all like really super depressing and really can wear on your sense of your mental state of mind. It can really keep you from actually seeing the possibilities of what's in front of you in the present time. Okay, so there's that. The next card up for clarification. Let's clarify this more. I want to know. Three of Cups. Okay, so we're talking about staying in the present and looking around you. You feel burdened by life and its situation, and you want to make a change. Staying present in the situation can be very, very helpful for Leo. I also feel like the Three of Cups is a celebration card. It's a lot of people having a good time. So, you know, you've come a long way, and this is Leo season. So rejoice. Get together with friends. Enjoy. Celebrate some of your successes. Okay? And we're not saying a whole lot, but just for a night or two, just try to let go of some of the intensity by blowing off a little steam, you know, and enjoying the company of friends and family. And it's really, we have 3 threes all over the place. There's 3 people in the Hierophant card. There's 3 lines on his cross. There are 3 swords in the 3 of Swords. We got the 3 cups, the 3 of Cups. There's 3 threes here. So we're talking about the trifecta, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We're talking about. Okay, so this is about the trifecta of how you're going to heal from your past by believing in your idea for success. Live in the present moment to witness the tools of your escape. Live in gratitude for what is at your command to create change. The trifecta. So let's go ahead and see if we can move forward from this and see if we can move forward from this and get to the next card. Okay, so the next card is Six of Wands. Okay, Six of Wands. Now, Six of Wands really talks about despite many challenges that you've faced, Leo, you're actually going to come out on top. And it is so important for you to have that faith, okay, and definitely understand how things are going to play out for you. Things are actually moving in a positive direction for you, and you need to keep that positivity going as you face different challenges. You're going to come out on top, and you have to keep that attitude with you. You might even receive some kind of positive feedback or attention, or even an actual reward for your hard work or your position in the world, okay? So to clarify that, we have the Nine of Pentacles, okay? You have worked really hard to earn this, and you did it alone. You are independent, and you're strong, and you're proving that to the world, and the world is noticing, okay? So the last clarification I'm going to ask for this one is the sun. Oh, I mean, it's interesting how we got all positive cards here for this. The sun. You're on a successful path, and you know it, okay? This is the ultimate happiness of your inner child, being free to be yourself in every way in the world. It's possible that this whole set is just about your desires. This is definitely what you want, and probably what everyone wants, right? But you can also get it too. You have the proof because you've seen other people do the same with less talent than you, with less work ethic than you, with less fire in their blood, right? And the question is, do you want it, Leo? Go get it. It's for you to take. It's definitely for you to take, but there has to be a strong belief system in it, because the challenges are not for the weak. It's only for the strong. And I know you're strong. Leos are strong. Okay? So let's see, what's the next card? Okay, the next card is the Chariot, okay? So the Chariot has shown up for 3 months in a row, for like every reading for the last 3 months, and again, we were talking about challenges a few moments ago, and this is the card of facing your challenges head on with the force, with a lot of force and a lot of determination. I mean, to the likes that no one has ever seen before. And you're gonna be surprised at how much determination you actually have by the end of it. And this is a good thing, because sometimes we need to prove to ourselves that we can do it. Let's get one. I'm going to do one clarifier for this. So I feel that's pretty much understood about the challenges and the Chariot. So the clarifier is the Nine of Wands. Leo, you've been through so much, and you're still fighting. You're not going to give up. You're wide-eyed and ready for action. I mean, you eat challenges for breakfast. And I don't know if you've heard my reading for last month, and I was talking about playing hurt, while still in the game. This is the literal the card to actually show you that. Like, this guy has a head wound, and he has an arm wound, a wound on his arm, and he is not giving up. His eyes are alert. He's at a stance of like, bring it on. And there's so much determination in him. It's like the brother to this Chariot. And I just love the fact that these two show up together to kind of support each other. You're not giving up. You're not giving up. Yeah. And I think there was another card, if I can remember, that was about you not giving up, and that is the Page of Swords. The Emperor, that was another one, that you are determined in your desires to actually follow through with this. You're determined. There's nothing that's going to stop you. No challenge, no nothing. And I love that for us because, okay, let's see. Yeah, I do love that for us. Now, let's see the next card. All right, the next card. Oh, I hate to even have this one. Leo's 10 of Swords. Dang. Dag. And that's 10 of Swords. Okay, look. Leos, you've been through a lot. Okay? You've been through a lot. The cards want to speak right now and acknowledge that. There's a person I'm talking to right now that has gone through so many devastations that it pretty much blocked all of the chakras in the body, right down the center. And this is the death of the old you, the old thinking, the old mindsets, the old pity party person. You know, you're not into that anymore. You're into taking control. You're into taking your life into your own hands. And you change this, right? Change this kind of thinking. This is overthinking, maybe even obsessing about the past, the things that you cannot change. And this is why this card is showing up. I mean, if you see how dark it is at the top of the card, that is the past. And in the center of the card, there are colors like light blue and yellow, signifying how that this is, you know, this isn't a permanent state. The entire card isn't dark, right? So yeah, this is definitely overthinking and obsessing about the past. The 10 of Swords, we should never ever be afraid of that, because the 10 of Swords is really the 10 of anything is really the completion, the end of the cycle. You've gone through, these are all past pains that you have gone through. You still feel them. You still feel them, but they're all past pains that that they're not actually happening at the very moment. This isn't like all kinds of people stabbing you in your back and trying to get you. This is just like years and years and years of, maybe even 10 years, of a full decade of pains and hurts and things that have just weighed on your mind and your heart and your soul, and have prevented you from going to your next level, and kind of maybe even paralyzing you on the ground where you are, so you can't move, you can't change, you don't grow, you don't escape, you're actually paralyzed by these thoughts that of what has been done to you. Okay, now can we get some further clarification here? All right, we got the Magician. Okay, the Magician will get us out of this. Don't worry, Leos. The Magician can get us out of this. You know, Anything can happen with the magician, even the seemingly impossible. If you believe, right? Let's go back to the Hierophant. It's about believing. The magician can metaphysically pull the swords out of the body to open up the chakras, now to allow the healing to begin. This may involve like forgiving some of the old situations of your past or some of the people. And I know that's really tough. I mean, Leos have a very hard time actually forgiving transgressions against us. But maybe you don't have to forgive, okay? What if you just accepted the situation and realized that there's nothing that can be done to change that, and actually realize, right? Realize that you can create a new past by living in the present fully, right? Because is it not true that the present will eventually turn into the past? So if we can live in the present, we can change the past. Does that make sense at all? That we can create a brighter past if we live in the present with love, understanding, light, and we live honorably, and shine our light, shine our love. Now let's continue on and see what is the next clarifier. The next clarifier for us is the Page of Cups. And, you know, look, the Page of Cups is the dreamer. So with the power of the magician who can make anything happen, you have the imagination to dream anything that you want. Right? Just use your imagination to dream anything you want, and use the magician to make it real. Manifest your dream into reality. So now let's move on. The next card for Leo is let's see. It's the 10 of Pentacles, which is the ending of a cycle as well. Okay. So, got a lot of endings of cycles. 10 of Pentacles, it's about being generous with your family or your community, sharing with your community, building a community, right? So it could be on the level of like social media where you're trying to corral people towards an idea, or maybe just even getting together with people at an event to try to raise awareness about something, or just celebrate, right? Celebrate your birthday, maybe. Maybe. It is Leo season, and we do love to have a good get together with friends. So this could be the case. You are working a lot. I mean, you're working very hard throughout this entire month, and that is going to be a focus. You know, I would say even 75% of your life will be taken up with work, and that's a lot. So it's, you know, it's important to squeeze a little bit of this kind of socializing into your life. So let's see if we have a clarifier for this. The World. Okay, so the World is the clarifier. And again, we talked about ending of a cycle and beginning a new one with the 10s here. And so this is maybe just a pause before the new cycle begins. It's like just before you make the first step into the next phase of your life, your next undertaking. And you've been making this step really for the last 3 months, or even thinking about making this step or but still it's one of those things, because this card, the World card, has also been a reoccurrence like all year long. It seems like every month I'm pulling the World card for Leo. So so yeah, let's see what else do we have as a clarifier. We've got Temperance. Okay, so Temperance, this is urging you to maintain balance between work and play and and personal development. I mean, I guess I was just saying that, you know, when I saw the 10 of Pentacles, I was thinking, my God, this is saying have some balance in your life. So this is about a balance between the trifecta that I spoke about before, about how you are to heal from your past, from these 10 of Swords, you know, how you're going to move forward, right? So the first is belief, the second is live in the present moment, right? Living in the present moment, and the third is gratitude. You know, maybe, you know, I think by just keeping that in mind, you may, and this just hit me, you may avoid 3 challenges in August if you abide by maintaining life balance, right? There's a lot of different challenges that can come up if you're obsessed and not able to, you know, see the other facets of your life, like depression that could just come out of nowhere, and like burnout can come out of nowhere, and of course people being upset that you're not spending not even just a little bit of time with them, but you're ignoring them, right? So those are 3 interesting pieces of, you know, balance that could be thrown off if you're not careful about keeping that work-life balance. Not to mention, it's not healthy for you as a human being to be completely obsessed with one thing constantly. We all need just a little bit of balance in there. Okay. So, I'm not gonna go on for too long, but I just feel like I need to do 1 or 2 more cards. The next card up is the 10 of Cups. Again, the end of a cycle. And 10 cups are usually emotional. So 10 of Cups. This is the ultimate happiness card. Do you have ultimate happiness right now? I feel like this is the dream, right? This is the idea. This is what you want, right? You want 10 of Cups. And that that's what all this work is all about. All of the things that you're struggling to do, it's all about the 10 of Cups. So what the 10 of Cups is really saying and representing here is that these goals are actually possible. They're within sight. You can see them. Maybe other people won't be able to see them as good as you can, but you can see them, and that's the important thing. You believe in them now. You believe in them. Let's see, let's get some clarification. The next one is the Hanged Man. Okay, you've thought about a decision. Okay, I'm getting a decision here. And you've thought about it for a long time. You've thought about a decision for a long time. And you've come to a conclusion. You see, he's enlightened with, you've suffered. You've suffered during this time too, emotionally. It was uncomfortable for you to come up with this decision. It wasn't something you just came up with right away. You took some time to do it, and you were in an uncomfortable situation when you thought of this idea or this decision that you're making. And the illumination around his head is the idea or the decision. Clarifying that, we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles indicates prosperity, success, wealth, and financial independence. Okay, so she's you know, a lot like the Nine of Pentacles too. She's a lot like the Nine of Pentacles, and you know, this is an affirmation that when you see this card, that things are going in the right direction, that things are looking like they're successful to you, and that's why you can see the Ten of Cups. It's everything looks like it should, and you know that this, you know, decision that you've made is going to be ridiculously successful and fulfilling. So what is this mysterious decision that you're making? Is something I'm curious about. Let's dig a little deeper. Getting all nosy and want to know about this. Oh, the Tower. Yikes. Okay. Oh, that's okay. So that's why the Hanged Man was there, where he's uncomfortably coming to the decision. The Tower is going to change everything. This decision means the ending of something that you care about. But this is your choice. This is all you. This is all you. You're done with the Tower because even though it's so very important to you, it's not serving you. It doesn't keep you happy. And you remember, I mean, in olden times, in England, the Tower was where they kept the prisoners, right? So in many ways, I feel like this is imprisoning you. And this reminds me, of the Ten of Swords, where you're like paralyzed. You're completely paralyzed. And then we have, oh boy, we got the Ten of Wands. Remember the Ten of Wands? Where you feel like you have so much of a burden on you. This is this is so crazy. I'm not gonna cry, but some people may be really, really devastated by this in your life. Like some other people, you know, people that you work with, or people that, you know, some people. Oh God. Okay. Some people will be like really kind of hurt by it, and they knew it was going to happen, because they couldn't, you know, there was no way that they could have kept you. And this is also going to break your heart a little. This is like a good breaking of hearts, because it's like Dorothy at the end of The Wizard of Oz having to say goodbye to all the friends that she just met. It's going to be like that, but it's like, okay, well, now she's getting to the chance to go back home. Now she's getting what she's always wanted. And you know, this is something that you don't, you know, it took a lot for you to come to this conclusion, this decision to tear down the Tower, but this is your chance to break free from your prison. And this is the thing that has been keeping you away from your Ten of Cups, instead of getting like the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. You know, you want the Ten of Cups. You want the Ten of Cups. It can happen. And unfortunately, the Tower must happen. It's so incredibly, it's like fortunate that you have that choice. Like, feel blessed, okay, Leo, that feel blessed that you have the choice to break down your own tower and rebuild it again, all right, and find a new tower if necessary. So you are definitely in a place of power. let's clarify this more. Okay, this is beautiful. I hate to say this is beautiful, but we got Four of Swords. And Four of Swords is pretty much in the same line of kind of, it's one of those cards that people look at as a gloomy card, but it's not. It's this is you just taking some time alone to really think about what has happened right after you make the decision, right? Once you make the decision, give yourself a chance to really absorb it and sink into you. Because a lot of people, they're like, okay, well, I did this, now I'm just going to jump into this, or I'm going to party for a week. No, you need to settle in with yourself and check in to see how you're feeling, to see how things are going with you emotionally. You might even need to talk to some people to kind of to help you get through this time period. The only thing is that I have to say is that no one can decide this for you. Everyone is going to tell you, no, are you crazy? Don't tear down your own tower, right? Don't tear down your own tower. But you'll have to. You'll have to tear down the tower. And I remember when I told you before that with the tower, some people are going to be devastated by this. And you see the people plummeting from the windows. I mean, those are the people. They're just going to, I mean, they'll live. they're not gonna die or anything, but they're just gonna be like, we wish we could have kept you. You know, they were trying to keep you the whole time. They're not trying to hurt you and be malicious about it, but you know, as human beings, we're creatures of habit, so they're used to seeing you and they want you to stay. Okay, so back to them. We've got the mausoleum with the Four of Swords, and you know, this is really about taking the time to, like, you have one single focus now instead of being so fragmented, and you need to take some time to recharge yourself for the next challenge ahead, because it's coming and it's coming fast. And this is why the temperance with the balance is needed in August. You need the different facets of life to be in order, to be there, your connections with friends and family, so that way you have a support system around you. If you truly do not have a support system, it's okay. Just take it in. Just take it in and take some time for yourself to get in touch with your feelings and your emotions. Those are very important during this time, okay? So let's get one more clarifier to end this up. We've got 8 of Swords. Okay, so 8 of Swords. Okay, I referred to a prison before, and this is a prison in your mind, because it really doesn't exist, because you have the power to leave at any time. Look at her bonds. They're all loose, and she could just walk away from that situation completely. They're not, none of these, her bonds are not tight, and the blindfold is not on tightly, so she can easily get out of there. I mean, it's going to take her a little maneuvering, but she can leave. But she doesn't even know she can leave. Okay? She doesn't even know she can leave. But the solution ultimately is a physical movement of leaving where she is at the moment and going somewhere else. Okay? Do we remember that the cards were trying to talk to us, okay, when we were looking at the burden of the 10 of Wands, and we got the 7 of Swords that was trying to leave with what it had, and cut its losses, and then we had the 6 of Swords, who was also escaping and leaving somewhere, okay, trying to get away from something. And I feel like for Leos, and you actually have to pick up and leave your present situation physically. It's a physical act that has to happen. In order for you to heal from all this, you even have to leave. There's something that keeps reminding you of your past, right? There's something that keeps reminding you of the past and how much it hurts. And we can see definitely that you're not able to actually be who you truly want to be. Okay, so I'm going to move on from there. Also, I have another thing to say about this Eight of Swords. You know, the mind is a very powerful part of the body, and it will play tricks on you to preserve itself. Okay, it has perceived great pain in the past, and it doesn't want to experience that again. So staying locked into position in a paralysis, stuck in pain, terrified, paralyzed, is really no way to live. But your mind keeps thinking, well, if I move, I could get hurt. It doesn't want to get hurt, even though it's hurting itself in the process of not going out there and exploring the world. It's getting hurt by not doing anything, right? So sometimes, okay, we expect for some knight or some prince or somebody with a whole lot of money like Oprah to come and give us a prize check, or even God to perform a miracle. And, you know, these things could happen, all right? We're not taking that out of the equation. It's great to believe in the impossible. That's great. But as it's well within our power to leave our present situations for a better life of hope, joy, success, and love, all the things that we desire. Staying complacent in a place that has given us so much pain is not the answer. And I don't think anyone will rescue our damsel here, because they, you know, after knowing, okay, that, hey, that she can leave anytime she wants to, why doesn't she just realize that? This person is so unreliant on their own self that they'll end up being a burden to the person who saves them. So it's like no one wants to get involved. No one wants to take on that burden. So we've got to get smart, Leos. Wake up and smell the coffee. Pity parties will not change your life, okay? Staying still will not change your life. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the saying, you're not a tree, get up and leave if the situation isn't working for you. So there's that. I'm not going to go into that anymore, but I think all Leos got the message. It's like we have to do something about our situation ourselves. We are the saviors of our own destiny. We have to. And it feels good, doesn't it, when you take control and you do something for yourself? How proud you are when you do something yourself. Okay, let's move on. We're gonna do one more card. I told you that this is gonna be a huge bonus session, and I didn't really mean to go this far and this long, but we might as well keep going. The last card I'm going to pull for you is the Five of Wands. Okay, so Five of Wands. I got a little preachy there at the end of the... I don't know, I just get excited sometimes when I'm reading, and it's really fascinating. So, all right, so let's see, Five of Wands. So really, Leo, you're going to have to fight for this, whether it be with the naysayers,
your own daily routines and lazy instincts. I hate to say that, as you know, like sometimes you want to sleep in late or you want to do this. And if you're going to do this big, you're going to make this big decision. As when you make that decision, you're going to have to fight tooth and nail for like the next couple of months. It's going to be a long fight to like make this a success, right? Make this a successful call. This is not going to happen with like, okay, now I have extra time on my hands, or now I don't have to deal with the burden of what I just got rid of. Now you have to work harder than ever. You have to work harder than ever, and you have to work harder than ever to prove the naysayers wrong, okay? We don't like the naysayers. We want to prove them wrong. And it's tough, but you've already committed to this. So your success is riding on your ability to put in the hard work. You know, without the safety net of the old tower, you'll need to keep a tight schedule in order to be successful. Okay, remember, this is about the 10 of Cups. You want this. This is your deepest desire to have it all. And it's not going to be handed to you without a fight. I mean, a fight. And I know that you're feeling like the 10 of Wands, you know, like it's overwhelming and it's scary and it's big, but you're still a 9 of Wands too, right? Ready to fight. And you can do this. And I'll be your cheerleader cheering you on. Go, Leo. Go get them, Leos. Go get them, Leos. Leos, go get them. I'm on your team, you know. I really feel like you can do it. And with all of the cards that have been coming up, for sure. Now let's get a little clarification here. I love it. We've got the Knight of Wands, and this backs up my interpretation. The Knight is charging in, ready to win the battle. And this is a battle, Leo. Make no mistake about it. This is a battle. You're defending the existence of your dream. This is your dream we're talking about. Your dream. What are you willing to do for your dream? This could be like a new job, a business that you're launching, an event that you're planning and announcing. It's a big deal to you, and you're charging ahead with the idea. I love it. Absolutely love it. An enterprising lion. You go. You go, lions. Another clarifier is the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, Leo. You're not doing this haphazardly, okay? You're doing this methodically with common sense, and you're doing it honorably, and it's all on the up and up. This is not a pipe dream, and I think this is something that it's gonna, I really feel like the need to tell you that it doesn't matter how many times you failed before, okay, and how many things went wrong before. The future, as long as you stand now, as long as you try now, what it is that you're working on has the potential to be great. I don't know how many times I've said that in this video. I don't know how many times I've said that in previous videos. I don't know how many times I said that last month. I don't know how many times I've heard it from other readers. You're on the right track, and the way you're going about it, with using your intellect, keeping in mind karma, doing things the right way. I mean, they're like you've been checking off the boxes all along. This is definitely not a pipe dream, no matter what anyone tells you, okay? Especially people who haven't tried it before and don't know what you know, okay? You have planned this to the nth degree. You have strategized. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally here. So I really want to encourage my Leo brother and sisters out there that they can accomplish their goals and their dreams. And it doesn't mean that you have to, you want that tower moment where you are breaking down some of the old guard, and you want that resurrection. You want to be reborn. You want to be new. You want to be happy. These are all possible things. All things are possible. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to look at, I'm going to pull some cards from my personal deck of cards that I made, and we'll see if I'll pull a whole bunch of them. I'll do something like a rapid fire, and I'll talk about them really super quickly. I hope this video wasn't too long for you, Leo. I just wanted to make sure to get a nice good Leo season charged up video that could lead to some transformation and some helpful things for you. I want you to shine for the rest of this year and for the next year of your life as Leo. So let's see. All right. So we've got communication where you will need to be communicating with people. You'll need to be using communication as a tool. The next card up is meditation, and using meditation to get yourself centered. Focus on those chakras that need to be opened up. The next card is focus. Wonderful. Right after the meditation, you want to stay focused on your dream and keep your mind and your eyes on the prize. The next one is strategy. Implement that strategy we were talking about in July. Okay, we were talking about all the strategy that you're going to really put to good use. So, yes, put to good use that strategy. The next one is work. Work is the next card, and it is about, of course, doing the hard work it takes to make dreams come true, and to make your own luck. In order for you to get hit, you've got to be in traffic. I heard this said once, and it's true. You have to, if you want to be seen for the things you're really good at, people have to see what you're really good at. They can't just guess and pick you out of a crowd of millions. You have to be seen. So work hard so you can get that to be in the peripheral of people who make changes happen in the world. And then you can be selected. The other thing is the last card is trust the process. Trust the process. That's a good one. trust the process of your work and everything that you're trying to do to make this change happen. And before I go, I just wanted to say, Leos, this is your season. I talk about a lot of work and talk about a lot of things that's going on from your past that's coming to light. But I also do see you enjoying the season, and all of this is working towards your ultimate happiness, in which you are excited about. Okay, so I am so very happy for you, Leo, and for me as well. I'm definitely getting the sense that the urgency to break down the tower is definitely something that wants to happen soon, sooner rather than later. Because I think for a lot of us, we're thinking, oh, let's do it next year. Let's hold on for another year. You might even have another person in your ear or telling you, hey, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we make the changes next year? Or even there may even be somebody with a contract that says, hey, well, why don't we extend your contract for another year? And Leo, I say you do whatever it is that you want, but remember, if it is about your mental health, it's a really good question. Like, you're doing it now, but can you hold on for a year? For many people, it's a no. It's a strong no. Like, maybe a few months, but not a year. Well, Leos, thanks for watching. I appreciate you so very, very much. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to this channel for Leo monthly readings and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to be the first to know when the next video gets posted. Many blessings to you, my awesome Leos, for the month of August in the year 2019. Remember, this channel is dedicated to you and to you alone.